Hello everyone and welcome to Business Management. I am Dr. Grover McDaniel. I am one of the course mentors for this course, and this is our getting started video to help you get your feet firmly on the ground as you tackle this fun and exciting course. You are in this course under one of two course codes, either BMA1 or QHT1. The courses are identical. The course of study is identical for each of these course codes, and the 4 tasks that we are asking you to do are identical as well. These courses have different codes based on when you started the program and the actual program that you're in, but the courses are exactly the same. So as we go through this, you will see that I am discussing both interchangeably. There are 3 course mentors assigned to this course. As I said, I am Grover McDaniel. I am the primary mentor for the course at this time. Then we also have Keith Wade and Deborah Langdon. I will give you contact information for each of us as at the end of this presentation. What we're going to talk about are some competencies that we are developing as we go through these courses. We're going to talk about the assessment details. Learning resources, we'll look at the course of study just a little bit. I'm going to overview the tasks for you. There are 4 tasks associated with this course. Some strategies and study tips that I think will help you out as you go through the course. And then we'll look at a couple of frequently asked questions. The competencies that we are developing as we go through BMA1 and QHT1, we want you to understand the relationship between costs and quality. We want you to understand the types and uses of affinity diagrams. We want you to become knowledgeable about managing innovation and ultimately some reasons why companies choose to innovate. And then we want you to become knowledgeable about strategies for working with individuals and groups in an organization. This is a really fun course because we are looking at such varied aspects of management, from costs to affinity diagrams and being able to brainstorm some issues to dealing with innovation and managing innovation, and then ultimately working with folks. And we're specifically going to look at some communication issues and communication strategies for that piece of the course. There are 4 tasks associated with this course. Each task will be submitted separately into TaskStream for final evaluation. The course of study can take you up to about 6 weeks to finish. I will tell you that the average is probably 3 to 4. And the tasks do not build upon one another. They are not related to one another in any way. So you can do them in any order you want as you feel comfortable with the material and go through the course. Learning resources, as with all of your courses that you've taken up to this point, they are found within the course of study. There's an e-text that is embedded within the course of study itself. There are additional website resources that are available in the course. There are some study halls, and I will show you where you can find those here in just a moment. You can also set up an individual appointment with any of the course mentors. And there's also some helpful tips documents that you can find within the course of study itself. Or, I'm sorry, you can find in the community. So let's look real briefly at the course of study itself. This is the QHT1 study. As I said, the BMA1 course is exactly the same. This is business management tasks. This is the introduction page of the course of study. Your learning resources for this course. There are some automatically enrolled resources for you. There are 3 textbooks that we use. They're all e-texts. We use Managing, Leading, and Collaborating in a Competitive World by Bateman and Snell. We use Operations Management by Stevenson, and we use Organizational Behavior by Kreitner and Knickie. Each of these are linked directly into the course of study. You also have message boards that you can go to. There's the library resource for you as well. Center for Writing Excellence, and then you can reach out to us, the course mentors. Within the course itself, this is the first section, which is on quality. You see that the link to the text is here. You click on that, it's going to take you directly to your e-text. There are also some great links to some web pages that are going to give you some additional information about costs within this section, cost-benefit analysis. And then some areas, some Skillsoft modules that will work you through some issues with improving quality within your organization. Great resources for you, and I would encourage you to move through them systematically as you go through the course of study. Also, there is a learning community that you can access that will help you out with the course of study as well. The first task that you're going to be asked to accomplish within this course of study deals with 3 types of quality costs. We're going to ask you to prepare a 1 to 3 page memo to a hypothetical supervisor, and you're going to evaluate 3 types of costs considering trade-offs within manufacturing a product and or producing a service. So within a company that either manufactures a product or produces a service, one or the other, so it's not both. So you're going to look at trade-offs based on quality. The 3 specific costs of quality that we're talking about are discussed in Chapter 9 of the Operations Management text. Again, that link is embedded directly into the course of study. As part of the evaluation of the costs, you're going to have to define potential trade-offs. So for example, if I need to increase maintenance on my machinery, which is a cost that I'm going to have to incur within my business, what is a trade-off for that increase of cost? Well, a potential trade-off will be that I have an improved product. And then you're going to need to analyze whether the trade-off is worth the cost. There's no formula required to determine trade-offs. It is simply based on your own evaluation and understanding of the costs of quality. The second task, we're giving you just this little scenario here. A shoe manufacturing company is having a problem with returns and customer complaints in their boot division. Top executives are meeting to figure out what these problems in the boot division are costing the company. So 2 things you're going to have to do. You're going to have to develop a problem statement, and then you're going to have to do an affinity diagram that has at least 6 types of costs or cost centers. So the affinity diagram, and this is really an affinity diagram exercise. It's not an exercise on properly identifying problem statements, properly identifying costs. It is an exercise on doing an affinity diagram. So what we're going to ask you to do is define the problem. I'm not asking you to solve the problem. We're not asking you to determine the causes of the problem. You are simply developing a statement that identifies the problem. 1 to 2 sentences. It is not a question. It is the form of a statement, right? So complete sentence that this is the problem. And it will be at the top of your affinity diagram. The affinity diagram itself, you're going to determine what the problems in this boot company are costing the company. So again, it's not what things are making the problem happen. It's we have a problem in our boot division. What is this problem costing the company? And you're going to identify at least 6 types of costs or cost centers within this company that are being affected by the problem. And there are not just 6 acceptable answers to this. There are multiple costs or cost centers that are being affected or could potentially be affected by this problem. And I will tell you, you're not going to be using the cost of quality, which you utilize in task 1. So these are completely different costs that you're looking at that are being impacted because of the problem in the boot division. So again, you're going to have a problem statement. You're going to have a problem statement at the top of your affinity diagram, and then you're going to specify 3 costs or cost centers, one or the other. Additional explanation of affinity diagrams, Chapter 9 of the Operations Management text. There are also some great resources in the course of study. You are only required to do an affinity diagram for this task. There is no additional write-up necessary, and you need to submit it as a PDF. The third task, you're going to develop a written summary listing and defining at least 4 reasons why entrepreneurial organizations seek opportunities for innovation. Now, I will tell you there are multiple reasons why a company will seek innovation. And you just need to define 4 of them. Good papers are about 2 pages contain a well-developed paragraph for each of the 4 responses. Chapter 17 in the organizational behavior text has an excellent discussion on innovation, and then from that discussion, it's really just a logical process to think about a company and why would a company choose to be innovative. And the final task, there are 4 key barriers to communication. There are process barriers, personal barriers, physical barriers, and semantic barriers. What you're going to do is write an essay that describes how you, as a manager, would overcome each of these 4 barriers. You're going to describe the guidelines, tools, practices, or procedures that you would use as a manager to overcome each of the 4 barriers. Again, you're a manager. How would you overcome these? The Kreitner and Kanicki text, Organizational Behavior, 402 to 407, talks about these communication barriers. And then from the BMA1 course of study, there's a web link to this management study guide that goes over how to deal with different communication barriers. It is a great resource for you. So those are the 4 tasks. What I would suggest, first of all, thoroughly review the tasks, the task directions, and thoroughly review the course of study. Read the e-text chapters, the supplemental resource. Go into the course community. There's some great information in the course community. There are tips documents for each course posted in the community that outline a little bit further some great information to help you with these tasks. And by all means, please reach out to one of us if you need to chat or if you just want to chat about the concepts, about the tasks, or anything that you want to chat about. How do I get started? First thing you need to do, I will go back to what I just said. Get into the course of study, review the task directions, look at the grading rubric, look at how we're going to evaluate you within the course, and then start reading through the chapters and developing the course, the tasks. To schedule an appointment with a course mentor, a couple of things you can do. You can reach out to us directly through email and ask for an appointment, or you can go through your student mentor and ask your student mentor to set up an appointment with us as they have access to our calendars. The last question there, how long does it take to complete the course? It can take up to 6 weeks, but as I said at the beginning, the average is probably 3 to 4. If you have specific issues regarding the learning resources, you can't access a link within the course of study, you need to reach out to the Learning Resources Department. This is their number, 866-895-9660. Their extension is 3124, or you can email them at learning@wgu.edu. And lastly, these are the course mentors again, and our phone numbers and extensions. I am extension 5103. Keith is extension 1841, and Deborah is extension 4187. And we have a joint email box. It is the BMA1-QHT1 email address. It is for both courses. If you send an email to this address, that email will come to each of us, and you will absolutely get a response. Our response time, if we are in our offices, is within 4 hours of getting the email during the course of the day, and we will absolutely respond to you during the day. If we are out of the office when you email, then the response will come the next time we're in the office at our earliest convenience. I hope that you enjoyed this course. I think it will be a fun and exciting course for you, and look forward to seeing you in the course of study and working with you.